Hello, I'm Nadine and a very warm welcome. So today we're making scones or scones. So there's some confusion because the ones here in America are different from the British ones. We are making the English ones, the ones you usually have with afternoon tea, and those are similar to the what you call a biscuit in America, but they're still different. They're less sweet and they're meant to be had with clotted cream or jam. The scones you get here are sweet enough, they're a snack in itself. So they can be a little bit tricky to make sometimes, but I'm going to give you 3 tips throughout the video, and if you follow them, they will be yummy and perfect. So let me show you how. Okay, let's start. So, tip number 1 is that everything has to be really cold. Your butter, your half and half, yogurt, eggs. You know, in some recipes it calls for butter at room temperature. This is not that recipe. So, it will directly affect the rising and the texture of your scones. So, I have the flour here. I sifted it in. I'm going to add, this is self-rising flour, but I'm still going to add a little bit more baking powder and salt and sugar. To rub the butter in, you can either use a food processor, which is the quickest and fastest because your hands are not touching it and all that. Otherwise, you can use like a pastry blender like this or your hands. So the cubed cold butter goes in, and we're just going to give it a few whizzes till it's like not like breadcrumbs, not pea size, something in between. You just want all the flour to coat the butter. So that's it. That's what it looks like, and you are done. Transfer your flour mix into a bowl, and the rest you're going to do by hand. So you just make a well in the center. Here I have the half and half and yogurt. So we will start adding a little bit of liquid and see how this comes together. You know, flour is sometimes not standardized, so the amount of moisture it absorbs varies. So we will do this gradually so we don't make it too wet. Okay, so I have 1 egg here, but I want to save a little bit to brush the scones later with an egg wash. And just mix this. We're hydrating this dough now. Okay, it's still not there yet, so I'm going to add a little bit more liquid. And the reason I put some yogurt in this is because there's a high amount of baking powder in this recipe, and the end result can be a bit of a metallic taste in your mouth. So the acid in the yogurt, which also the half and half has, will sort of neutralize that, and it will taste yummy. So this is how you want it. It's a little bit sticky, there are no dry bits, and the dough is coming together. And now we are going to turn this out and do the next step. Okay, so flour your surface, turn the dough out, and this is tip number 2. You do not over knead this. We don't want to develop the gluten in this, otherwise your scones will be very tough. So just light hand, just get it together. It's a little bit messy. It's not like a beautiful soft dough. So just gently get it together, and then we're going to roll this with our rolling pin. Also remember to flour the rolling pin. And this we're rolling quite thick, so it's going to be 1 inch thick. It's not like sugar cookie dough where it's thin. So just a little bit. Okay, so that's it. It's nice and thick. Now I'm going to clean my hands and we are just going to cut the scones out. So I have a 2.5 inch round cutter. I like this size because it's not too big, not too small. If you want, you can use a fluted one too. So we just cut and go straight down. You know, don't do any twisty business because it will affect the rise. Oh, sorry, no. First you have to dust this with flour. So just have it in a bowl so it doesn't stick to your dough. Go straight down and put it on a tray lined with parchment paper. Okay, then what we'll do is we are just going to re-roll it and cut out some more scones. I just re-roll the dough and I'm going to cut out some more. But this is it. Don't re-roll it yet again the third time because then your scones will be really tough. Okay, I just told you not to do this, but I'm just gonna do this. I rolled it the third time because I just want like 12 scones. It's bothering me that there isn't one here. So there you go, the last one. Okay, now tip number 3. Put your oven on now to preheat. We're doing it at 400 Fahrenheit. It's a little bit higher than regular baked goods. And we're just going to cover this lightly with some cling wrap and it will go in the fridge, and while your oven is preheating it's just going to chill for a bit, so that way just in case we develop any gluten, it'll relax a bit and it'll be nice and cold before it goes into the oven. So this is a really good tip for success. Okay, so while the oven was preheating about 15 minutes, these were chilling in the fridge. Now we're just going to put an egg wash on them. This egg wash is just egg. There's no milk or water in it. Now they're going in the oven about 15 minutes. They're done when they're nice and golden brown and risen. Okay, so they're out of the oven. It is smelling divine in here. This is what you want, a nice rise and golden brown. Now I'm going to let this cool a little bit and I'm going to show you a very pretty presentation idea, and then we're going to eat these. I can't wait. We are just going to paint some sort of abstract roses on them. So you'll just need 3 thin paint brushes and 3 colors, a light pink, dark pink and a green for the leaves. Now for this painting you have to use gel colors, not oil based colors, because otherwise it won't dry. This is oil based colors because I had prettier colors, but don't do this, just use gel colors to paint. And we're just going to make it a little bit sort of abstract, not so perfect, because the tops of scones are not perfect. If you want to make really pretty flowers, it's better, the surface is better for macarons, which are sort of really perfect and smooth on top. So I'm going to take the pink and just make some lines like this. darker pink, some more lines, some in the center. There you go. Look how pretty. So you can do as many as you want. And now we're gonna eat these. Okay, so these are traditionally eaten with some jam and clotted cream. I don't have the clotted cream, I'm just gonna have it with jam. You can have them with butter too. And you know, when the scone is well made, you really don't need to put a knife to slice it. There's sort of like a natural line, and you just pull it apart. And look at that, you just get the perfect two pieces, and you add some jam and eat it. It's like heaven, and it's really nice to have tea with it. I mean, it's really good. You have to try it. The full recipe will be on my website, nadineadi.com. I'll put a link in the description. If you make this, I'd love to hear about it. So either let me know in the comments below this video, or DM me on Instagram, come say hi. Please remember to like the video, give me a follow, it really helps me. I hope you share this with your loved ones. Until next time.